This video will explore the fundamentals of arrays using C++. In general, an array is a single variable that stores within it multiple values. Each value in an array is identified by an index. Every element of the array has to be of the same type of value, and they are stored sequentially in memory. Note that the first element's index is 0. The size of an array is just the number of elements the array contains. This means that the highest index in an array is its size minus 1. The syntax to specify a particular element in an array is to give its index in square brackets after the name of the array. Note that you can use a constant, a variable, or any expression that simplifies to a number. As a programmer, you need to be careful not to access an index that is outside the bounds of the array. When you want to do something to every element in the array, such as assigning them initial values, a loop will be necessary. It is very common in these cases to use a for loop. This code example creates an array on the stack and then uses a for loop to assign values to its elements. Like all other variables in C, the elements of an array are not guaranteed to have any particular value unless or until they are explicitly initialized. The first line in main, line 7, allocates a block of memory on the stack, one big enough to hold 10 integer values. All 10 values will be accessed via the array variable myArray. A for loop then assigns values to each array element, indices 0 through 9. Notice that the condition of the loop is to continue as long as I is strictly less than the size of the array. If I were to reach the actual size of the array, it would be out of bounds. Finally, another for loop prints out each value inside myArray on a separate line. That's a quick overview of arrays in C++. But there are some open questions, like, how can arrays be allocated on the heap, or passed to functions? There's something that has been obscured up to now, and it's this. C++ treats arrays as pointers, and vice versa. This means that a pointer variable can be made to point at an array. Similarly, if you want to allocate an array on the heap, you will declare a pointer variable, and then use new to allocate the memory. You also need to specify the type of elements in the array, and the array's size. The new operator will return a pointer to the block of memory that it allocates for the array. Here's an example. Note that whenever you invoke new, you will at some later point need to delete the memory allocated. When you use new to create an array, you need to use a special form of delete, seen here. The empty brackets signify that the memory being deleted was allocated by new as an array. When passing an array to a function, there are two possible syntaxes for declaring the parameter. They both declare a pointer variable. One syntax mimics the declaration of a static array variable, save for the array size. Note that this syntax is only valid when declaring a parameter, not a normal variable. The other possible syntax is to declare the array parameter as a pointer. Note that the array itself does not carry size information inherently. The array variable itself is really just a pointer to the beginning of the array in memory. It's the programmer's job to keep track of the size of the array. To wrap up, let's look at one other example. This code will create an array on the heap, assign its element some initial values, pass that array to a function which will alter its contents, and then print out the array. Finally, the delete operator will be used to free up that space on the heap. In this simple example, the function will check whether each value in the array is less or greater than 50 and round it to either 0 or 100. I hope that this video has been helpful. In the next video, I'll talk about 2D arrays, which are like matrices in mathematics. I hope you found this useful, and I hope you keep watching. Thanks a lot.